Hi everyone, it's Momma.RN.Colorist here, and today I thought we could pick a page out of Colorit's Blissful Scenes coloring book. I haven't seen anybody color in this book for a really long time, and I was going through my shelf trying to find something that I could work on, and I remembered this book, and I like some of the designs in it, so I thought that we could do it on camera. So, I think I'm just going to flip through and see if anything jumps out at me. Let's go ahead and open it up. This is a page that I already completed. Let me zoom in a little. Yeah, I like how this page came out. This is what, when I very first got the Arteza pencils. And if anybody has a Color It book, they know that this paper is like glossy. So color pencils are kind of hard to work in here. But let's go ahead and pick a page. I think I'm gonna at least base it with some ink tints, because I just feel like playing around with something that I can paint. I don't really feel like doing watercolors, but there we go. It's a pretty page. It's like a seaside scene with a boat. Kind of reminds me of summer. It is also my birthday month, so if I come across any like birthday pages, I might do that too. That's more of a fall page. That'd be kind of cool to do for my birthday. It's also my daughter's birthday. She was born one day before my birthday, so we celebrate together. But that's a good page. Let me flag this one. Sorry about my chair squeaking. I'm gonna go ahead and flag this one just so I don't lose it. If I find another one that I like better, I will take the flag out and mark the other one. This is a very long-standing whip, but it's very fall inspired, so I don't really want to do that one. It's not fall yet, so maybe in the fall I can do that one. That's cute. This is another page that I completed. This is when I was very first starting to color, so it's not the best. Let me zoom in. When I was going through my coloring book collection, I kind of explained this one. But my husband's grandpa was a trucker, and his CB handle was Redbird. So when I colored this page, my husband wanted me to color the birds Redbirds, so that's why I did that one. Go ahead and, oh, one of these days I'll get the zoom right. This is also done very first page doing ink tints as well. Ooh, that could be fun with all the flowers. There's some very cute kitty cats. Pumpkin, I'm not gonna do a pumpkin. Birds are not my favorite. Oh, that's pretty too. It's like inside a porch greenhouse looking thing with a key cat and some water overlooking some hills, mountains, whatever. Here's a sweet page. A well and some flower. I don't know, I don't want to do that one. That's a cute one. The cats. I think I had one flagged in here that I wanted to do, but well, that could be fun. My dad loved lighthouses, like the history behind lighthouses, and he had all kind of lighthouse memorabilia, and this one reminds me of my dad. More birds, a fall page, some cacti, a picnic, mushroom, birds. Oh, that could be pretty too. It's very summer-esque with all the sunflowers. But there is mushroom. Well, mushrooms are any time of the year, but there's apples. Beehive. Sorry about the yawn. I'm just tired. That could be pretty. Ooh, seashells. It is summertime. Seashells remind me of the beach, and summer is prime beach time. I don't know why that's in there. Some frogs. I like that one. I could put a flag in there. And we could do random.org and pick out a page, I guess. Or if there's one that I really want to do, I'll just do that one. That's more of a spring page when they're planting all the flowers. Peacocks. It's like looking into a garden. I like that one. Some wine or drinks and cheese. A fall page. It's hard because this book keeps going back and forth, landscape and portrait. That could be a summer page with oranges and lemons, and I guess lemonade. Oh, the bunny's holding a carrot, kind of peeking out of the foliage. That's a fall page. Little chipmunks and bunnies and birds in a birdhouse. Ooh, ice cream. I'm really sorry for yawning so much. I'm so tired. The birds. Ooh, a beach scene. A hammock and some books. That might be fun. Not really wanting to color any animals, to be honest. Ooh. I like this one. I don't know what it is about, like flowers that dangle down like that. I always want to color them. I'm gonna flag this one too. I really should buy smaller sticky notes. Desert. Ice cream stand. Some owls. And that's it. Alright. So I picked out 3 pages. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to random.org on my tablet here. Alright. It's plugged in, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me unplug it. Alright. So, random.org. It's verifying that I am a human. Alright. 1 to 3. Alright. Number 1. Alright. Random.org has spoken. It wants me to do cupcakes. What I like about the Color It books is that it's spiral bound and you can just flip it like that. You don't need a whole lot of room. Sorry. I'm not sure why I'm so tired today, but as you can hear from my voice, I am again getting sick. So, like if I wait to film videos until I'm not sick, I will never post a video because it seems that I am constantly ill with something. Anyway, I'm not gonna complain. It's not a chronic condition. Like, it'll go away. It's just, it's kind of annoying. Alright, so, colors for the cupcakes. What kind of cupcakes do I want? There's vanilla cupcakes, there's chocolate cupcakes, there's confetti cupcakes. I could do a mixture of vanilla and chocolate, maybe? Alright, vanilla and chocolate it is. Where's my, there it is. I'm gonna get my color chart book. This is a color chart book that I got years ago by Yasmin Eldahan. And I'm going to go to my Inktense page. I could also use some of the Mondeluz, their watercolor pencils. If I don't have a color in Inktense or Neocolor, because I could use, you know, like 29 for vanilla and whatever. Because Inktense are, as the name implies, very intense. And they don't always have the softest colors because, as you know, vanilla cupcakes are not any of these colors. So, let's see. Do I have a good chocolate color? Not really. So what I could do is do a little mixture. So I could do 31 and 29 and then shade and make it look chocolate and vanilla. All right, so I need a piece of paper because I want to write down my thoughts here. Because if I don't get this page done right away, I want to know where the page was, like, what direction the page was heading. Like, what was my original vision? Alright, so I'm going to write chocolate and vanilla cupcakes. And I'm going to put Mondeluz. What kind of color did I say? Where are my Mondeluz? Alright, let's have a look at all the colors. No, that's too peachy to be vanilla. Alright, so we're going to go. Vanilla is going to be number 29. And number 32 for chocolate. Alright. Let's make a little checkbox there. Okay. Alright. So we have that. And because those are very, like, neutral colors, we can go with any color scheme still. Let's take a look at the page some more. Let me move this over. Alright, so there's flowers. They look like roses. I got green leaves. I'm just trying to pull out the most obvious things, like the cherry's gonna be red, so then I can make all the roses red, so they're scattered throughout the page. Okay, so flowers. And roses. And cherry are going to be red. So let's go ahead. This is how I plan my pages. I don't always do this, but this is 95% of the way I plan my pages. Because I like to have a plan, and if I want to change a color in the middle of coloring, then that's fine. But I do like to have a set plan. Alright. So what we could do is actually use cherry. And we'll use cherry as the base. And ink tints, cherry. All right, so we know what we want our flavor of cupcakes to be, and we know that we want the flowers, roses, and the cherry to be red. And of course, let's do leaves are going to be green. I know, groundbreaking. We will do spring green. Ink tints, spring green. All right, so we got the base of that. Now the platter, that can also be a neutral color. And we can do like a gray. I don't know, let's look up Pinterest and see what kind of cupcake stands there are. If I can find my Pinterest. Sorry about the sniffle. Okay. All right, cupcake stand. All right, right off the bat, I don't know, can you see this? You can kind of see it. If I point it up, though, it's going to get a terrible glare. I can kind of hold it like this. Okay. So, these are very bland. And I want colorful cupcakes. So let's try aesthetic cupcake stand. That could be kind of cool. Like a rainbow cupcake stand. Like this one. Oops. Clicking too many buttons. Can you see that? How many tiers are on here? 1, 2. There's only 3 tiers on ours. Okay, let's keep looking. There's a lot of rainbow kind of color schemes. Sorry about the sniffle again. Ooh, that's very colorful. But the stand, I'm looking for a stand. There's clear ones, which makes sense. But I am not that talented to make mine clear. So maybe I can make it a very light gray and make it kind of shiny with gel pen or something. I do like the rainbow aesthetic looking cupcakes. I don't know if you can see that, but this one has all kind of stuff on top, and so do these. So what I could do is, if I can stop pushing so many buttons. So if you take off the cake on top, we have red, so we can incorporate that cherry color. And we got yellow, orange, pink, and blue. All right. I think I'm gonna go with that one. So, cupcake liners are gonna be ink tints, and I'm gonna put cherry because I'm gonna incorporate cherry into it. We need an orange, this book is so fiddly because the spine of this is so stiff that it does not like to stay open. There. Let's move it over a little. Okay. So, orange, they had a tangerine color. And they had a pink. I don't think we have a pink. Of course, I have to take this on and off. Yeah, we could do carmine pink. And they have a light and a dark pink. All right, we're just gonna keep it simple, do one pink. And we have a blue, which it looks like the blue will overtake it, so I gotta use that sparingly or spread it around the page, because I'll show you in just a sec. We'll do iris blue. Here, I'll show you. So in the inspiration picture, if I can, if you look at the blue in this picture, like take it as a whole, and you think to yourself, which color stands out the most? Because that is the color that you want to spread around your page. Because you don't want it just concentrated in one area. So this very bright blue is the one that stands out to me. Everything else is kind of warm tone. So that cool tone is gonna stand out more, if that makes sense. All right. So that's kind of how I plan my pages. I go through, I identify the elements, what is the main colors I want to use, do those colors, and see how I like it. But the stand, I was getting sidetracked. Okay, because I didn't want to pick a color for the stand unless I knew what color the cupcakes were going to be. Anyway, let's do, I want a very light gray. I could do Neo color gray. Maybe. Let's go to Mondelez. Let's see what we have. That's gonna be too light, I think. And I want a cool gray. Because somewhere, I'll do number 35. Somewhere amongst the million YouTube videos that I've watched of people coloring and things, someone once said, hold on. That living things should always be a warmish gray. And inanimate objects and things like that should be a cooler gray. And I don't know why, but that's always stood out to me, and that's why I pick the colors that I usually do. Or we could do this cool 34. Let's do that. We're gonna do number 34. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting tidbit, and I've known that for a long time, and I don't know where I heard it from. All right, and this pattern here, it looks pink. Oh, it's from that page. I don't know why, but this red seeped through, and it made it pink on this side. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, what is this thing called? This pattern, tablecloth thing. It's like a plaid, but it's not plaid. Oh dear. What's that thing they say on the British Bake Off? The gingham table. It kind of, is that the right term? Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was right. Look. I just thought I made that up in my head there for a second. So it's gingham. Anyway, it could be any color apparently. That's not really a word that you hear here in the United States. Usually what I've seen is this pattern here and this pattern here. And we call those checkered. So I didn't know the correct term. Okay. I think what we need to do is just base it and see what color we need to make this to balance it out. I think that's good. Because apparently gingham can be whatever color. It just needs to be a dark, a medium, and a light pattern. Alright, and all the toppings, we could take these colors and just spread them around. Yeah, alright, so we have a plan for this page. And now that I'm looking at it, do we want, because these are the same patterns, do we want them to look the same, or is it going to be too samey? You know what I mean? It's a great question, and we will revisit it at a later time. All right. Sorry about the sniffle. Excuse me. Alright. I am going to go ahead and pull out all of these colors. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. I've picked out my main colors. And they're all kind of sharpened. So, let's go ahead and start. Let me get a napkin. There. Actually, I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna put my pencils there. Let me get organized here. All right. So what do we want to do first? The main element that's sticking out to me is the stand and the roses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start coloring the stand, because that will eliminate some of this white space. Kind of map out your colors. I'm just going to color the whole thing. I don't know how this colored paper is going to handle these water-based or water-soluble mediums, but we'll find out together. Because I do believe that this paper is made for markers. But I just did a few marker pages, and I don't want to color markers anymore. So, I like to switch up my mediums. You know, sometimes I'll do a whole lot of pages and alcohol markers, some pages and alcohol markers and gel pens, and then I get kind of tired of it, so then I switch to watercolor. Just depends. Hopefully this is not shaking my camera too much. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. I'm up here. All right, the stand looks like it has a skinny column going down. It's gonna go behind this cupcake. I'm sorry if you hear me breathing so loud. My nose is very stuffy. And if I breathe out of my nose, then you're gonna hear that too, so. Gotta remember to stay in frame if I can. I kind of want to figure out how to screen mirror on the tablet. Because I don't know if you see, but on my watch, I can mirror the phone's camera onto my watch. But it's so small that I can't really see if it's focused or in frame or... Anyway. What can I talk about while I color? I hope this cold or whatever I have is over quickly. Because to be honest, I'm very tired of being sick. In my last video, when I colored some the pattern pages with the color palette challenge, I mentioned that my household has been going through it with illnesses, stomach viruses and infections. I'm just tired of being sick. Like I say, I'm not really, like, I'm complaining, but I'm obviously, I know that it could always be worse. And this will resolve. It's just when it's one after another, it gets tiresome because your body's constantly fighting off something. All right, let's see. So this column goes down below this cupcake. So that means that this column is behind here. So let me go ahead and kind of map it out. Let's see, it is June 4th, and it's my favorite time of month because we get to see all of the monthly completed pages videos, and I love those. If I was more organized, I could also do one, but I would have to probably combine them into several months to have a good video. Because I probably only do 5 pages a month. So I probably need to do 3 months. Maybe quarterly. I think T does quarterly updates. You know, I was looking at this. Like how this one comes down. And I kind of imagine that it's kind of curved. Like that. But if you look in this space, there's no pattern to say that this is supposed to be table. So, but that doesn't make sense because this has the column. This one has a column. So this one should have a column, but that means that the tablecloth would have to kind of come over like this and have pattern on it. And this would be like the wall. So I'm going to have to add in a line and the pattern there. So yeah, I've been watching all the beautiful completed coloring pages. And maybe next month I'll be able to film one because it's been almost I think it's been 3 months since I've started my channel. I'm not very fast colorist. I like to pay attention to detail. So like that, I'll have to fix it because it'll bug me if I don't fix it. But being so detailed, like, I can't just straight color something. I have to take my time, which I don't have a whole lot of. So yeah, maybe next month I'll be able to film a completed pages. And to be honest, I've been doing a lot of these pages on camera. Like when I sit down to color, if I have a good chunk of time, I will turn the camera on. So there are several videos out there that I, sorry for saying a lot. There are several videos that I do several pages. But I think it would be kind of interesting to put them all in a video, even though they're already recorded and you can watch the process and all that. I'm just going over all these patterns because I think that I'll either color with gel pen or shade with a pencil to kind of define the patterns back in. This is really just a base. I'm just going to base it out. It covers up the tooth of the paper, and also it's good to plan your color placement. So that's why I do it. Because I like to see where I need to shade, where I need to leave alone. Alright, that's based. And my nose is running. I'm gonna pause it real quick and blow my nose. Alright. Let me zoom out. If I can remember how to zoom out and in, that would be great. Alright. Let's move it down a little. Okay. Now, should I I'm going to activate it. Because I always like watching on videos where people are activating. I don't know why. I love watching people color patterns and activating their water media. Oh no, this water brush doesn't have any water in it. Oh, another intermission. Hang on. All right. I thought this water brush had water, but apparently not. Sorry if you hear my chair. All right. Water obtained. Let's start at the top. Why not? Oh my gosh, I zoomed the other way. It's weird because I can control the camera on my watch, but like that way zoom in, and this way zoom out. Anyway, I don't know why my brain is the other way. So, see? Okay. Let's activate. This will give me a good judge on if this paper is gonna like this water-based or water-soluble. I keep saying water-based. Water-soluble material. And you may hear my my wash machine washing some towels, and it is very loud because it's a little out of balance because of how heavy the towels are. And it's doing its final spin, so you might hear some ruckus in the background. Are you zoomed in enough? I'm just gonna be fighting with this. Yeah. And it is done. I don't know if you hear the music, but the wash machine is singing that it is finished. I have to work tomorrow. My uniform's in there. I have to remember to promptly get it in the dryer, or I will forget that my uniform's in there and not have a uniform, and that would not serve me well in the morning. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I could probably zoom in a little more. And I'm just basically just pushing all the pigment around, making it a flat wash. I'm trying to do it in sections. So like I feather it down to give a little bit of shading. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with this light color. So, what else can I talk about while I'm basing this? Oh, my last video, I told you guys that my daughter started summer camp. And she was so nervous that day. And she did not want to go. So I had mentioned that when I picked her up, I was going to ask her so many questions and make sure she likes it. And I am happy to report that she loves summer camp. In fact, it's kind of weird because, you know, on school mornings, I'll wake her up and, you know, get breakfast ready, wake my son up, get him dressed, get her dressed. Anyway, in the mornings, she protests that she doesn't want to go to school. And now that she's going to summer camp, she will wake herself up and she comes to my room. My son's usually awake, laying in bed, eating his breakfast because he's spoiled like that. And she'll come in and she'll go, "Mommy, is it time to go to summer camp?" And I say, "Yes, baby, it's time to go to summer camp. But we have to get dressed and we gotta eat some breakfast." And she's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get my clothes and so we can go to summer camp, right?" I'm like, "Yes, baby." So She is so excited to go to summer camp. Like, this morning, when I had today off. So when I have the day off, I don't rush the kids. Like, they can chill and watch devices or color or whatever. And, so they can fully wake up and have a good day. But this morning, she came in, asked me that question, is it time to go? Told her to go get dressed. She got dressed immediately. She brushed her teeth. Like, she did all the things that I have to fight with her usually on school night or school days. So she could go to summer camp faster. And I just think that's cute that she likes summer camp so much that she's like, all right, let's go. When normally she is not about going to school. So I really am happy that she likes summer camp so much. And my son, my poor son, he's like, not yet. He's 2. And I'll go, all right, Chandler, since he's ready, are you ready to go to school? Because he goes to daycare, so we call it school too. I'm like, all right, buddy, you ready to go to school? He goes, not yet. And he shakes his little head. I'm like, all right. A few more minutes, okay? And he goes, okay. They're so cute. There's, he's starting to learn to talk really well. And he loves watching Blippi. There's some road construction happening. If you don't know what Blippi is, it's just a kid's show. And they teach them about different jobs and different... He teaches them about different things, takes them on, like, little trips with them and stuff on the phone. Like, they'll go to a water park, and he'll explore the water park. But my son enjoys watching Blippi and the trucks. Like, he does episodes on excavators. There's a really well-known song, the excavator song. And for being 2, he sings the excavator song very well. He says all the syllables. It just blows me away how much they're growing. It kind of makes me sad, but makes me happy at the same time. They're really coming into their personalities. I mean, my daughter has a personality. She's a very social butterfly. Unlike me, I'm more reserved, and I think my son's going to be that way too. He doesn't really seem to care for crowds, and I understand. Anyway, what can I talk about that's not kid related for the viewers that don't really particularly want to hear about my kids all the time? That is a big part of my life, so that's mostly what I have to say. So I have to work tomorrow and the next day. And I have the weekend off. Sorry about the sniffle. I just wish I could win the lottery and be able to color all day. But unfortunately, win the lottery, buy a bigger house, and color and keep my kids home, and I don't have to go to work. Unfortunately, that is not a thing that is going to happen. Anyway, let me go ahead and get some washi tape. And we're going to get a micron, and we're going to fill out this tablecloth because it's bugging me. Right there. Alright. So, we're going to put this washi tape, because I am not good at straight lines, as I think I've established in other videos. Let me make sure it's above the thick part of the line. And that's straight. No, it is not straight. I'm gonna have to do it one more time. I'm gonna do this because I want to make sure that it is lined up, so when I make my line, it'll be evenly across. Alright, these are kind of thick lines, so I have a 1 micron and a 5. I think the 1 is going to be too small, so we're going to do 5. And I'm going to just take it, and I'm going to make a line like so. Alright. Now I need to decide how the pattern's going so I can put in the pattern. Alright, so it looks like the pattern starts as an angle there. An angle like so. So I'm going to take the 1 now, and I'm going to make a little mark there, and then I'm going to take it. Let's see, this is coming around, so the back of that platter will kind of be like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in this one. Kind of goes up like that. Alright, let's try it one more time. This gets a little fiddly. Alright, the pattern's there. And then, if my washi tape stops curling on itself, let's see, where is the other cross line here? There. There's that line. that. And then I'm going to put it on the bottom. If it will line up for me. Struggling with the washi tape. There we go. And we're going to go on the bottom of this one. Nope. One more time. And we're going to go as straight as we can. And that is nothing. Alright. One more time. And I ripped my washi tape. Okay. So the line's like that. You go down. Here. It's going to be there. All right. So now we have a little filled in space. Is there another one that connects up there? It's fine. It's better than it was with a blank space. So, I put my micron pens away. The washi tape away. All right, so what do we want to work on next? How about let's do the red? I'm feeling the red. Put that up here, and we're gonna do a red cherry. And like I said, this is just basing. And we can either shade with another layer of ink tints or a pencil. And I kind of made like a darker shadow on this side. Like the light source is kind of like coming down like this. Because this side's darker and this side's darker. So I'm going to have like a darker shade this way. Also, when I activate this, you'll see I'm going to wet it from this side and push the pigment this way. So it will give a little highlight. Let's go ahead and do all the roses and leaves. After the roses and the leaves, I think I'm going to put it on a time lapse and listen to some documentaries or watch some more videos about watch some more YouTubers with their completed pages. I kind of like watching documentaries because I don't listen to audiobooks or anything, but I'll listen to documentaries and look up every once in a while. But with the completed pages, like, I feel like I need to pay more attention because I want to see and hear about the process of their pages. There's a strawberry there, so I'm going to go ahead and do the strawberry as well. So I'll probably put on a documentary and watch a documentary, and then it'll be time to be going to get the kiddos. Alright, what kind of fruits? There's some hearts. I'll do the hearts. So what do you guys listen to when you're coloring? Do you listen to your audiobook? Or do you watch something on TV or on a tablet? I love history. I think that was passed on to me from my dad. So I'll sit there and I'll watch documentaries. I like true crime stuff. And so that's usually what I watch. Oh, out of frame. There you go. I usually just have my tablet. As you see, it's like right there. Like right there. And I'll put my earbuds in and I will just color and listen. Look up every once in a while. That's why I like coloring chats. So they can color their page. And I can color my page and they'll just be chatting away. So yeah. After I'm done this, I'll see what I'm going to play. I'll probably play a documentary on Netflix. I want that to be red too. I'm not sure. Because there's like hearts and do that. Well, let's just let's color what we know what we want to be the certain color. And then I can determine what colors the other things should be. I keep yawning. I'm tired. Why am I so tired? What else? Sorry, I got real quiet there. I'm trying to think of what else I can chat about. Also, my apologies for my nails. I need to repaint them. But for some reason, the kind of nail polish that I bought, I love it. But it made my nails really, like, weak. And they started, like, breaking at the tips of them. And it was starting to get painful. So I have to let them grow out to get rid of the damaged tips. And then I'll repaint them. And I noticed it's kind of hard to color on camera. Because normally I would be moving my book here and there and everywhere to get angles to make it more natural to color. Like for this flower, I would turn the book sideways. But I don't want to make anybody motion sick. So I'm going to try to keep the book as stationary as possible. But it's a weird angle. A weird angle for my hand to color. And try to make sure that my hand's not in the way of putting the color down, that you guys can see it. There's a lot of red in this corner. I'm going to have to balance it out. My cat. Yeah, she's over here, this way, on my bed. And she's snoring. I had a memory pop up on Facebook when we first got her, and it popped up yesterday. And it was one of those memories. Sorry. It was one of those memories like 8 years ago. This is what you posted. So, interestingly, she had just turned 8 last month. If you haven't watched my other videos, her name is Nala. She's a flame point Siamese. And she loves laying in my room. But she likes to chew cords, like phone chargers, keyboards, any cord that she can eat, she will. So I have to put cord protectors on everything. And, you know, some of the cords will not fit said cord protectors. So I do try not to let her in my room. And she protests about it. But also, I have to keep her safe. So, she's gonna eat the cords, she can't come in. I've tried putting, like, cat off kind of thing on the cord. She does not care. So, there's that. But it's hard to believe she's 8, because that means that my other cat is 12, and that is insane to me. Alright, so there's the red for now. I don't know if I'm going to add some more red to the other bits. Let's go ahead and color the green. No, I said that after I was done, I would put you on a speed lapse. I'm just having a fun time talking, like, through my process and stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and activate the red. And then we will go on a time lapse. Alright. Make sure that the gray's off my brush. I'm going to activate this pigment and push it to this side. Kind of fuzz it out a little. Yes, that's a very technical term. Fuzz it. Alright. And the roses. I don't know how I'm going to shade these yet. So I'm just going to fill it as a base. And then worry about how we're going to shade in a little while. Man, my voice is going. If you don't know, I do have 2 cats and 2 dogs. And they're getting older. And that is sad. But we're all getting older, and it's better than the alternative, right? So Nala is 8 now, thanks to Facebook memories. And I have a gray American short hair that we rescued. His name is Samson. And he is my buddy. I found him as like a 3-week-old kitten in a bush when we lived in an apartment. And his mom never came back for him. I waited a few hours to go get him because, you know, mom cats, they'll come back. But she never did, and he was screaming. So that's how I ended up with my buddy, Samson. And I cannot believe that was 12-ish years ago. He was very feral, like he never seen a person. And he was very little. And he was trying to fight. Like when I was trying to get him out of the bush, I had to get an oven mitt because, you know, he's just a baby. His claws were not fully developed yet. So I got an oven mitt and I scooped him up. And I brought him inside. Sorry about my throat clearing. I am going to have to put this on a speed color because my voice is going. But yeah, so I bottle fed him. I had to gain his trust. He wouldn't come out because we caught him, or I caught him. Put him in a kennel, like one of those carrier kennels to like take the cats to the vet and stuff. Because he was so small, and I didn't want him to get lost under a bed or, you know. So I put him in there, and I didn't have 2 vehicles at the time, so I had to tell my husband. I had to call him. I was like, we found a kitten. Can you go to the pet store and get some milk ASAP, please? There was just a crazy noise, and I have no idea what that was. Anyway. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a weird noise. Anyway, so I called my husband. He got some milk. He brought her home. And this little tiny, couple-week-old kitten was fighting, like, to the death. He didn't know that we were good creatures. He didn't even know who we were. But I opened the kennel, put my hand in there. He was hissing. Like, it was so cute, yet sad, because it's like he's terrified. But he was so little, and he was spitting. You know how cats get so mad, they're spitting at you and trying to get you. Anyway, so I put my hand in there. I was brave, because I know this kitten could shred with my hand, even though he was a baby. Like, he still has claws. But anyway, I put my hand in there, and I touched his head, probably for the very first time that he ever was, petted by a human. And from then on, he has been my best friend. Like, that one pet, he was like, "You're my mom. That's it. You're my mom." And he's been attached to me ever since. So, I don't know what just got me on that. I was telling you about my pets. And my dogs, we adopted from the local pound shelter. It is not a no-kill. Like, those dogs have limited time there. Anyway, we adopted my youngest dog first. She was a handful. She was about 8 weeks old, so she was, adoptable. But she was very lonely. So when she was about 3 months old, we went back to the same shelter and adopted our other dog. But he was already a year old, a little bit older than her. But they became best friends, and they are best friends now. So our youngest is Freya. She's a black, they called her a Labrador, which is a basset hound and a lab. I don't know if that's actually true. They just kind of label those dogs. She doesn't really look like either one of those. She kind of reminds me of some kind of hound. I don't know about a basset hound, because her ears aren't that big. But definitely a hound, because of how her legs are, like, shaped. And a pit bull, because of just how her body's built. Anyway, they labeled her as a Bassador. And then we have Archer, who was labeled as a Catahoula leopard dog, which is a breed of hunting dog in Louisiana, I think. They hunt pigs and stuff. But now, as he's getting older, and he was detained. I don't know if I told you guys that story, but basically my husband and I have a golf cart, and my husband takes the kids on golf cart rides in the evenings, on the weekends and stuff. Anyway, he left the gate open on accident, and Archer escaped. And then, I guess a neighbor called the animal control. He was not gone that long. So that neighbor was quick to call animal control on him. Because within an hour, I was looking for him. Because I was like, wait, I haven't seen Archer. And then I noticed the gate was closed, or open. So anyway, I made a Facebook post to lost and found pets in my area. And in about 30 minutes, someone posted that he was at the Lake County, or that he was at the shelter. So, anyway, and that's where I adopted him from. So, he was chipped there, but I didn't realize that I never updated his chip for when we moved to where we are now. So but our phone numbers were the same. So someone contacted us and said that they have our dog. Anyway, they labeled him this time as a plot hound. He is most definitely a hound, but I don't know what breed. Because when we first adopted him, he was a Catahoula leopard dog, which is a type of hound, hunter. And now a plot hound. And I Googled both of these dogs. Because I'm like, I've never heard of any of these breeds. And he definitely looks more like a plot hound than a Catahoula leopard dog, like I thought he was for the past 10 years. So, anyway, that is some of the flowers done. The cherry, flowers, strawberry, and the stand. And we filled in the air there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to base it. And just to recap, I'm going to make chocolate and vanilla cupcakes with several different colors, red, orange, pink, and blue. Try to spread out the blue throughout the page so it looks more cohesive instead of like just doing like this cupcake. And then I might come back and discuss how we're going to do the curtains. To be honest, I might go over it with acrylic paint and get rid of these. And just keep the gingham pattern. Anyway, alright, I'm going to put you on a speed color and hopefully get this page done and this video out. I'm going to do the green leaves. And then try to map out the colors for the cupcakes. But that's all for now. is all the basing done. It is extremely colorful. But I think it would look nice all shaded in. And I keep thinking about what colors to do the background. But that's going to have to be for another video, because this video is going to be pretty long anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And then next time I can come in and show how I pick out my colors and shade on top of the ink tints and watercolor pencils. And then we can pick out, after everything's shaded, we can kind of have a better idea of what colors to do the background. But I hope you guys like this video and seeing my process and how I pick a page and planning out the whole thing here. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.